Hey guys, 219 Tiger here. I just wanted to check in and I hope everybody's doing well. I know things are getting harder with this pandemic and stuff like that. Recently, I just came across a couple of videos of a couple of people who ended their life because of the pandemic, feeling isolated, feeling alone. And I definitely know how that feels. To feel isolated and alone. And this pandemic has been hard on a lot of people. Like, it's been hard. It's affected just about everybody. And, you know, it is hard for people whose lives have been turned upside down. Because, I mean, there's people that have lost their jobs. Kids can't go back to school, you know, they can't see their friends. I mean, and it's hard. It's rough on everybody, and it's something that, you know, has affected everybody, you know, and it does suck. I mean, like, I live in a town where our town loves to do things, and, you know, everything was canceled, and it's hard because, like, you know, we all need that human interaction, you know. Even if we don't know the person, I mean, just to see other people out and about, and makes you feel a little less lonely, I guess. You know. But it's sad. Just recently I saw a video on YouTube of an 8-year-old who hung himself. And it's scary because, again, the isolation and not being able to hang out with friends, and, you know, it is rough, to say the least. And I think it is, you know, one of these things where we look at it, you know, and it is hard. Like, it is hard. It does affect people. And I know it's completely rough. Sad, an 8-year-old. Like I said, I know what it feels like to be lonely and isolated, and it absolutely is rough. I mean, like I said, I know several people that have lost their jobs. I know several people, you know, we're all struggling. I mean, this isn't something that is completely easy on everybody, because it's not. I mean, and it is rough to where things are hard. You know what I mean? And it's heartbreaking. You know, and I know a lot of us miss hanging out with our friends. A lot of us miss doing simple things that we took for granted. And, I mean, we did take it for granted. I mean, I would love for this pandemic to be over. And, like, I did a video talking about how the pandemic was gonna affect mental illness and everything. And I think, you know, it's even harder on them people, you know. Yeah, some people, they're you know, especially that stay to themselves, and who, you know, are introverts, and, you know, to them, it's probably a little bit easier on them than it is on people who are active and who like to be outdoors and be around other people and stuff like that. I know it's hard on them, and it does take a toll. Like how the pandemic has affected me. I mean, it's hard. I mean, there's a lot of things I'd like to be doing. Like I said, I haven't. Like, I mean, I've missed out on holidays with my family and stuff like that, you know. And, like, I spent my birthday alone. I spent Christmas alone. I spent Thanksgiving alone. you know, New Year's Eve, you know, all the holidays that we have here in the States, um, I've spent alone. And it is hard. I mean, it's never easy. It's, you know, especially when you don't have a lot of people to talk to. And sometimes I hate to say it, phone calls don't always, you know what I mean, aren't. There's not like sitting and talking to somebody face to face. Like, I mean, I miss going and having coffee with a friend of mine. Like, you know, our coffee shop closed down because of the pandemic. You know, so it's, you know, I miss that, you know, like certain things you take for granted. And I think, like I've always said it, like, you know, it's rough on everybody. Like, you, if you're feeling alone, you're feeling isolated, trust me, you are not the only one. You are not the only one. And I mean, what's scary now is I have friends that live in England, and it's gotten bad in England. And I mean, and it's scary, you know, especially when I know several people that live out there, and it's scary. And I know it's even harder for them, you know, because, you know, being on lockdown. And, you know, again, like, if you're somebody who likes to go to school, if you're somebody that likes to, you know, it's hard. I mean, recently somebody took their life because they couldn't play sports anymore because of this lockdown. I mean, you know, and I know there are people out there, what's the big deal? But you also have to understand there's some people that have a routine. And isolation and being like locked down and isolated, it does it does something to your mind. You know what I mean? And it can cause you to go into a severe depression. And I mean, we'll probably won't get the exact numbers of people who have taken their lives because of this pandemic. You know, there probably really isn't going to be a figure or a number that comes out, but I even basically said it last year when we first started going on lockdown and the pandemic started to explode here in the States. I even said it that I truly believe that the suicide rate was going to go up because of the pandemic. Because it is a lot harder to get help. I mean, like, you know, I haven't been able to see my therapist, you know, because of the pandemic. You know, so there's a lot of effect. I mean, there is a lot of cause and effect with this. But like I said, it sucks being isolated. It really does suck feeling isolated and alone. And, you know, if you're feeling that, you're not the only one. Trust me, you are not alone. I mean, I there's times where I feel isolated and alone every day. Because it is really hard, and it's never easy. It's never easy. You know, I found a few people to talk to. Thankfully, I mean, and it does help, but it's still not the same. You know, it's still not the same, and it's always going to be rough, and it's always going to be hard, especially until we get rid of this pandemic and all that. Like, I mean, until that happens, I mean, it's gonna be hard. And if you're struggling with isolation and feeling alone, reach out to people. Like, I mean, I know it's not the same, but you could still talk to your friends. I mean, you could still, like, you know, FaceTime them. I mean, there's all kinds of apps. You know what I mean? There's all types of communication apps. You know, let them know how you're feeling, because I'm sure they feel the same way. And even if they don't, I think they'll understand. And like I said, I know this is hard and I know this is rough, but we can get through this together. Because this is, like I said, this is not, a United States thing, or this isn't a Europe thing. This is a world thing. Like, I mean, we're in this together, and we need to support one another, and we need to be there for one another. I'm gonna end the video here. But please stay strong, stay lucid. Remember, love is louder. Be kind to one another, especially now in these times, in this day and age, because we need each other. We definitely do. And until next video, guys, I'll see you guys soon. Stay strong, stay lucid. Remember, love is louder. I love you guys. See you next video.